So a while back we did a hood ride around the city, or a mini bike ride around the city, and while we were riding we got busted. But then I had this genius idea. How about getting the mini bikes registered for the street? So these bikes don't come with a title or a certificate of origin. So when I went down to the MVD, they said that I need to get the bike inspected with headlights, taillights, horn, all that stuff. And then because the bike doesn't have a title, you have to go get the bike bonded, get a surety bond. And a surety bond enables a person to claim ownership of the bike and register it if the title's been lost, misplaced, or stolen. So then the person receives a title for the duration of the bond period, and then the title is fully transferred over to the owner after the bond ends. So I'm not sure how it is in other states, but that's what we can do out here in Arizona. So in the last video, I set up the e-bike with all the wiring and lighting. So I got the lighted switch for the headlight and tail light. So I got the LED headlight, and then the tail light. And I got the brake light set up on another circuit with a switch on the handle and all the wires tucked. Then I have the battery pack mounted under the seat, which you can see in the last video. Then I installed the mirror. So I think it's pretty much everything I need to get it inspected. So I'll run it down to the MVD, get it inspected, and then if it passes, I'll take it down to the insurance company and get that surety bond, and then take it back to the DMV to get it registered. Okay, we're heading down to the MVD to go down and get this thing inspected, and hopefully it passes. If they give me any problems down there, I brought Hannah along just in case. She'll take care of business.
A few minutes later.
Okay, so the bike passed inspection. Now I'm gonna run down and get a surety bond. He checked for pretty much everything on this list that they gave me. So on the list, they have brakes, of course, then lighted head and tail lights, and then a muffler, which this bike doesn't need, a spark arrestor, which this bike doesn't need, license plate securely fastened, a rear view mirror, brake light, seat and footrest for operator and passenger, license plate light, which this bike has, a horn. Also, what I forgot to show before is I bought this horn off of Amazon. And then the insurance, and then the emissions, which this bike doesn't need. So now I will run down to the insurance company and get a surety bond, and then run back to the MVD and get this thing registered.
2 weeks later.
Okay, so it's been a couple weeks. I went down to the insurance company and got the surety bond. I think it was 75 bucks. It goes by the vehicle value, and then of course the insurance company, so every one of them is going to be different. And then I went back down to the MVD and got the bike registered. So now I got everything in the mail. So I got the plate, the registration card, and the title. And what's cool about Arizona is you can register for up to 5 years. So I bought a 5-year tag. So now that I got the e-bike street legal, I'll start working on the Moto 212s. So I have both those bikes wired up the same way with the same lithium-ion battery pack under the seat and the same lighting. So those bikes should be pretty straightforward as far as registering them. Yeah, they pretty much have the same setup. Got the same light, brake light, tail light combo, and then a similar LED headlight. Then I have the lithium-ion battery pack under the seat on this one. And then I have this other Moto 212 that's wired up the same way. So both these bikes should be pretty straightforward.